Good evening and welcome back everyone to Áras Cosóg here in Clare Abbey and Clare GA TV's live coverage of the draws for the TUS Senior and Intermediate Football Championship quarter-finals, as well of course as the important Martin Murphy Building and Civil Contractors Junior A Football quarter-final and relegation semi-finals draws. From here on in, it's knockout football. There are no second chances. The Intermediate Championship is about as open as I think it's ever been. There's a few front runners, all right, but it's very hard to pick an out-and-out favourite. No seismic shock so far in the TUS Senior Football Championship, where the reigning champions Éire Óg have been going about their business and the chasing pack are behind. But every game from here on in, of course, has the added jeopardy of knockout football. That's really been the case, hasn't it, Kieran? Éire Óg doing their business. It's been topsy-turvy in groups 2 and 3 of the Senior Football Championship, but that whole element of knockout football brings a whole new dimension from the road out.
It does indeed, yes. I mean, this weekend now we had our few playoff games, relegation semi-finals, and in particular the preliminary quarter-finals. So Milltown Dunbeg had a cracking game in Kilmahel on Saturday evening there, and last night in Milltown, Coolmeen overcame Michael Cusack to get the last spot in the intermediate championship. A great game up there, a very entertaining game of football for everyone that was there at it. So yeah, it's the business end of it now. It's down to win or die basically, and yeah, everybody obviously is looking forward to what comes out of the hat here this evening.
Yeah, and of course anything can happen, as is the usual story in the Clare Club Championships. We're going to start with the Martin Murphy Junior A football draw, and the hazardous end of it at first, the relegation semi-finals. So no bit of housekeeping beforehand with this, only to call out the teams. The 4 teams who are involved in this, 5 actually, are in the one pot. So there, Kieran, chairman of the county board, will draw them out, and they're here behind me, Kieran. So Cratloe or St. Brecons, Clare, Corofin and St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield, and it's very straightforward. The first team out will play the second team in the first relegation semi-final, and the third team out will play the fourth team as they're drawn in the second relegation semi-final. Okay, so Kieran?
Yes, and the reason Cratloe or St. Brecons isn't decided yet, that game, the pitch is unplayable. One of our own pitches was unplayable yesterday, so that's on next Monday. So whoever comes out the worst in that game, unfortunately, has to face somebody else in the Junior A football relegation semi-final. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go to that pot.
Team 1, first team out for the Martin Murphy Junior A football relegation semis.
Corofin.
And Corofin's opposition at this stage will be
St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield.
the parish, St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield. Second relegation semi-final.
This is either or. It's either Cratloe or St. Brecons.
Okay. Cratloe or St. Brecons. The losers of that tie will take on Clare. All right, I'll just recap on them for our viewers and listeners at home. So, the Martin Murphy Building and Civil Contractor Junior A relegation semi-finals. Semi-final 1, Corofin will take on St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield, and in semi-final 2, the defeated side in the remaining game between Cratloe and St. Brecons will take on Clare. Okay, so that's the Junior A relegation side of the draw out of the way, and now we'll go to the top end of that championship and knockout football. In pot 1, we have group winners. Partine Meelick. From the second group, it'll be Killimer or Clondegad. From the third group, Kilmurray Bricken, and from the fourth group, Lissy Casey. They can't play, if you can see the screen at home, but I'll tell you about it as we're going through the draw anyway. The side who are directly opposite them. So in pot 2, we have Kilfenora, we have Killimer or Clondegad, we have St. Sennans Kilkee, and we have Éire Óg Ennis. Okay?
Okay, and Killimer Clondegad in group 2 there, that's the St. Brecons and Cratloe group. So until that game is played, we don't know which of those 2 teams is on top. It depends on whether it's a 3-way tie or just the 2 of them on a head-to-head. So we'll know that next Monday, but they'll know who their opponent will be depending on the result of next Monday's game.
Perfect.
So we'll go with pot 1 first, I think. Yep.
And this is the winner's pot.
And the first team out. It's that group, so it's the winners, or the winners of the group 2, Killimer or Clondegad.
Whoever
tops that group. They will play Kilfenora.
Kilfenora. Okay, quarterfinal 2.
Lissie-Casey.
Lissie-Casey cannot meet Aerobimus, so keep an eye on that.
St. Senan's Kilkee.
Lissie-Casey will take on St. Senan's Kilkee. Quarterfinal 3.
Kilmurray-Bricken.
Kilmurray-Bricken. They can play anybody remaining.
Aero-Guinness.
Aeroga-Venice. Tasty third quarterfinal there, Kilmurray-Bricken against Aeroga-Venice. And the fourth quarterfinal should be legit.
Partine-Meelick.
Partine-Meelick.
The second place team on the Clondigad-Killimer group.
Okay, who are awaiting the outcome of the Cratloe-Breckens tie. So I'll just recap on those again. All right, whoever finishes top of the group between Clondigad or Killimer will take on Kilfenora. In the second quarterfinal, Lissie-Casey will take on St. Senan's Kilkee. In the third quarterfinal, Kilmurray-Bricken will draw swords with Aerogue of Ennis. And in quarterfinal number 4, Partine-Meelick will take on Killimer-Clondigad, the team who finishes second in that group. As we said earlier, they are awaiting other results, okay, to finalise their position in the group. All of these group draws will be up straight away after the draw on Clare GAA's social media platforms. So from there, Kieran, who's been doing a bit of housekeeping here, with boxes and balls, okay, we're going to go on to the TUS Intermediate Football Draw. Now, this has been, looking from the outside, in a fantastic championship so far. It's very hard, as I said at the outset, Kieran, to pick a real team who are nailed-on winners at this championship. We have a lot of big guns. Corofin have been flying it, Clare have been flying, Kilrush Shamrocks have been doing really, really well. This is a really open championship, isn't it?
It is really open, yeah. Kilrush and Corofin, I suppose, and Clondigad have topped the groups there, so probably from those three would be seen as three of the favourites, and Banner have joined them as the fourth team in pot 1. Banner finished second in their group to Kilrush. And then our other pot, Clare, Nevo and Shannon Gales and Coolmead, who qualified last night. Nevo won last year's finalists. Clare, you know, who are a traditionally strong team, and Shannon Gales also, you know, who would have been in senior ranks in not that too distance a pass, you know. So there's 8 decent teams there.
You were at that game last night?
I was at the game last night. Yeah. Very good game between Cusack's and Coolmead. Either team could have won it. Coolmead, you know, went a couple of points down against the wind and then got a goal to just win it at the death, but both teams, I suppose, give it a great rattle, and it was a very entertaining game.
Yeah. No to be ruling anybody out in this. So Kieran has gone through them already. No need to repeat them. Pot 1 and pot 2. Okay, I'll be talking about the teams who cannot face each other as we go through the draw. So from the group winners, pot first of all, here we have Banner, Corofin, Clondigad, and Kilrush Shamrocks. The first team out of the draw is
the Banner.
Banner. Gone through the groups very, very well. Just pipped at the post in the last couple of minutes against Kilrush Shamrocks in their opening game. And Banner will play
Coolmead.
Interesting tie. Coolmead, fresh after the victory last night. Yeah. The Banner. All right. So from the group winners pot, the second team out, the second quarter final.
Kilrush Shamrocks.
It's Kilrush Shamrocks. They're in the same group as the Banner, so they can play anybody that's left in the hat, and it is
Clare.
Nice little local bragging rights up for grabs there. A very tasty tie in quarterfinal 2, Shamrocks against Clare. Quarterfinal 3 here. Clondigad, many people's favourites to return to senior ranks. They've been doing very, very well in their group this year. They cannot meet Shannon Gales. Coolmean are already chosen, so
that's Shannon Gales, of course, so they go down to the
so
last
Shannon Gales
draw.
will go into the last slot. I'll write it down here. Just down here at Team 8.
So playing Clondegad, Navone.
Navone. They won't thank you for that at home, Kieran.
Ah, well.
Maybe they will.
Clondegad and Navone had a couple of games last year, and Navone came through there, so I'm sure Clondegad will be looking forward to a chance to get retribution. And finally, the first team to play Shannon Gales in quarterfinal 4 is Quarterfinal.
And that's perfect as well. Be allowed, so I'll just go through that very intriguing draw as it was going to be any which way we drew it. So Banner will take on Coolmean in quarterfinal 1. Kilrush Shamrocks will take on local rivals Clare. Clondegad will take on Navone in quarterfinal 3, and Corofin will take on Shannon Gales in the last quarter final of the TUS intermediate football draw. And we're on to the flagship competition,
One or
TUS
blue, yeah.
Senior Football Championship. We've gone through so far all the different permutations in this so far. So Cratloe and Aerogue in it cannot beat St. Joseph's Door Bearfield. They were in the seeded group in Group 1. From Group 2, Lissy Casey and Ennistimon qualified. They can't go head to head against each other. And in Group 3, Kilmurray Bricken, who topped that group, cannot meet St. Brecken's or St. Joseph's Milltown. The best way to do it is just keep an eye on it as we go, okay? An intriguing draw on the way.
Okay. So the first team out, one of the seeded teams. Kilmurray Bricken.
Kilmurray Bricken, first quarter final.
Let's see if we. St. Joseph's Milltown. So
St. Joseph's Milltown, so they will drop to where we have Team 4 here in the second quarter final. And we're now going to draw the opponents for Kilmurray Bricken here.
St. Joseph's Door Bearfield.
And that is okay, that can be allowed. So St. Joseph's Door Bearfield will take on Kilmurray Bricken. And this team, who's about to be revealed now, will take on St. Joseph's Milltown Malbay.
Aerogue Ennis.
That's Aerogue. Okay, reigning county champions and holders of the Jack Daly Cup. Aerogue take on St. Joseph's Milltown Malbay.
So the third quarter final, first team, Cratloe.
And Cratloe. And Cratloe's two group partners, St. Joseph's Door Bearfield and Aerogue, have already been drawn out. So anyone you pick here should be legit.
Either or.
Unless there's anyone in a dead-ending group in the final quarter final.
Ennistimon.
Okay, Ennistimon. Perfect.
Lissy Casey.
That paves the way for Lissy Casey. It should be another team wearing maroon.
St. Brecken's.
St. Brecken's. Straightforward, no need for anyone to move for that last draw. I'll just go through from top to bottom again. The TUS senior football draw is as follows for the quarter-final stage. Kilmurray Bricken, first out, they will play on St. Joseph's Door Bearfield. In quarter-final 2, Aerogue of Ennis will take on St. Joseph's Milltown. In quarter-final 3, Cratloe are drawn to play Ennistimon. And in quarter-final 4, Lissy Casey are drawn against St. Brecken's. So, there you have it. The road ahead is now mapped out for all of us. And for those travelling it, the stakes couldn't be higher. So we'll have all the action and drama here. Catch it on Clare GA TV. Also keep an eye out on the Clare GA social media platforms and www.clare.ga.ie for links to our live games as well as your match tickets. Thanks to everybody here in the admin offices in Áras Kissogue, for County Board Chairman Kieran Keating for drawing the teams, and for Alan Foodie and all the team at Stream Sport and Clare GA TV for letting this event go ahead. And thanks to you too for joining us. We'll see you back here for the semi-final draws, or somewhere for the semi-final draws in football and hurling. And for now, and for the quarter-final stage at least, let the battles commence. G'day Shin, Slán.